Beardo Banjo.
Hello there everyone, I hope you're all doing fantastically well. It is midway through the week, it's Wednesday, hump day, we've nearly made it to the weekend. I for one am very lucky I have a day off today. I'm just getting over a bit of sickness, starting to feel a lot better now, so I'm going to sit and play some games today and enjoy the pastime I love. This morning I was sitting there scrolling through Twitter as I normally do. I spend a lot of time on Twitter. It is a endless black hole of random information and useless junk, but I do love it. And whilst scrolling this morning I came across a post about Resident Evil 5. So what this post basically showed was what the game looked like originally, and what it looks like when you remove the green filter or green tint that's kind of been cast over the entire game. Now I don't know if you remember how Resident Evil looked when it launched, or even how it still looks now if you've played it recently, but the game was exceptionally sepia tone. Everything was washed with like a kind of a green brush, and it didn't look like the real world. It just looked washed out, drab, and a little bit dreary. I appreciate that in a zombie apocalypse things are a bit down in the dumps, a little bit depressing, but I don't know why in a lot of games they make the choice to kind of make the entire world reflect the feeling of the atmosphere. So it's a horror game, so therefore everything needs to be dark and washed out and brown tones and green tones. I don't understand that personally. Regardless of whether there was a zombie apocalypse happening or not, the world wouldn't all of a sudden turn to a sepia tone. So I don't know why they made that choice in this game. They're not the only ones who are guilty. A lot of companies did it around the same time. Not sure why. But I'm getting off topic. The reason I'm here today is to play the game, and I'm going to show you the mod that removes the green filter, because honestly I think it makes the game look a million times better. It might just be me. Let me know what you think. Drop a comment down below and let me know if you think it was better with the mod or without the mod. Do you like the sepia tone? Do you like that kind of washed out look that it had originally? Let me know. Drop a comment down below. I'm just excited to show you it because it does look awesome in this new bright, vibrant style. Really, really, really cool. So I'm going to jump in now and do that. If you haven't already, please drop me a subscribe. I do love me subscribes. I'm on the road to almost 1,000 now. It's crazy. I'm on like 850 something. Now I will put links to the mod in my description, so if you're interested in trying this out for yourself, please go ahead and do it. If I could get it running, you can get it running. I am not very technical and I've managed to get this mod working, so that's a big thumbs up for me in terms of how easy it is to use. Okay, so here we are, Resident Evil 5. Now this is how the game has always looked. I will say I do have another mod running here which basically changes the field of view. Again, I'll put that in a link in the description. The field of view in this game was always super tight to the shoulder. This increases it from, I think the default is something like 47 to about 75, so I've got a lot more kind of yeah, you can tell that looks a lot more like the newer Resident Evil games. Originally you wouldn't have anything on this left portion of the screen. It really is that zoomed in to Chris's shoulder, if you can remember. But that's not the reason I'm here playing this. So one of the coolest things about this mod is you can toggle. So at the moment, this is what the game looked like at release. This is what the game looks like now. This is the choice that the creators made to make what the game looked like. So this is what it looks like if you remove the sepia and the green tones. Now, I for one think that looks a lot better. It takes a little bit of getting used to because you're not used to seeing all these colours in what was normally, conventionally, a very drab game. But this is more true to life. The sky is blue, the sun is shining, everything has colour. Look at the colour. I didn't even know Sheva's top was purple. I would have thought it was grey. But honestly, look at the difference that makes. Yeah, that does look more realistic, a little bit more gritty. But I think that's a far more enjoyable looking game. Let's have a little run around. I'll kind of run around and just show you kind of how everything looks compared to how it used to look. Character models still look fantastic in this game as well. This came out in 2009. Don't get me wrong, they don't look amazing, but like they still look pretty damn good. I mean, he's eyeing me up something. Whoa, his neck nearly broke. Eyeing me up something chronic. Now, honestly, look at that difference. That is fantastic. Just look at the difference between that. The thing that baffles me most about the choice to apply this sepia tone is that I'm going there in a minute. I'm not going to hurry. The thing that baffles me the most is that they've made a conscious decision to create the game, apply a colour palette like they have, a exceptionally bright, colourful colour palette. You know, everything's the colour it should be. You know, the leaves are green. You know, the ground is kind of that sandy colour. The blue sky. They've made these choices consciously. They've picked the choice of this person's clothing, colour-wise, and then applied a sepia tone to everything. I just don't understand why they would go to the trouble of making all those conscious decisions around colour and around the way it looks, how vibrant it is, and then just wash it all out. It blows my mind. It blows my mind. No, it's... look, even the cutscenes, I think you can still toggle it in the cutscenes. Yeah, look, you can toggle it in the cutscenes. I think it looks better. Personally, what do you think? Do you think it looks better? I honestly do think it looks better. Makes it look more like an Uncharted game than a Resident Evil game. But look at that. Don't know. I find it odd that there wasn't even just an option within the game to remove that sepia tone so that people playing on console back in the day and people playing on console now could just see what the game looks like underneath that applied filter. Because it just looks great. And I have got a soft spot for bright, colourful horror games. I think if you can still scare me whilst keeping me out in the open, keeping me in the sunshine, and keeping everything colourful and vibrant, then you've done a fantastic job of scaring me. I just watched Midsommar again yesterday, and that film is a great example in film media around... There's basically no darkness in that entire film. It is just bright sunshine beating down on the protagonist, beating down on every frame of the film, but it manages to get under your skin and it manages to unsettle you. If you do horror right, you don't need to set everything in the dark. Dark is scary, I get it, but it isn't the only way to scare people. Certain bits almost look cel-shaded. Like if you look at those barrels behind him there, they kind of look like they've got like a cartoony black outline. Might be just a result of removing that filter.
This way.
See, that looks realistic and gritty and dirty. I get it. But I still think that looks better. Now, I'm going to say that about 1,000 times in this video. Look at it. Ah! Why do they do this? Why do they make these decisions? It baffles me. And it was a trend. I remember it. So Resident Evil came out, what, 2009? And during that same period of time, everyone... Oh, I've already got my gun. Everyone was doing that... why have I already got my gun? That's weird. Everyone was doing this kind of sepia, brown tone thing in gaming. I'm going to skip the cutscene. I remember Resistance, just brown, washed out. I remember Gears of War, washed out, brown tones. Call of Duties from back then, everything was kind of a greeny, grey, brown colour. It's just a strange fad and phase for developers to go through. Honestly, it looks really defined. How much crisper everything looks as well without the filter. Again, do you see what I mean about it looking almost cel-shaded? Like, just the... He almost looks really kind of cartoony. And Sheva as well, there's almost like a black outline around her. She's really popping out of the screen, which is great. Almost looks like kind of a cel-shaded, cartoony character.
I may not be as big as you, but I can still hold my own.
Oh, I know, Sheva. I like you. I think you were quite cool. I know no one does. It's an unpopular opinion, but I like this game. I think this game was kind of hated on. And it had some sloggish sections. I know the bit in the swamp. I hate that section so much. But it had, you know, it had a big act to follow. Resi 4 was so kind of influential. It changed everything that Resident Evil stood for, and then this had to follow, and I think it was always going to have a hard time. It was always going to get a bit of a kicking. But it's definitely some cel shading going on. Look at these black outlines on these skulls. I mean, they're there even with that, but so obvious with the filter removed.
Did you hear that?
There's something else that comes as part of this mod package, which is really strange. You can change the colour of the laser sight. So right now it's red. F4, I think. Oh, maybe not. Oh, F5. F5 changed it to blue. So you've got that choice. You can have blue. And the only thing about the blue one is... I don't know, actually. Yeah, I think I prefer the red one. Not entirely sure why, just do. But yeah, that's something that's built into this mod package as well. Again, it was super easy to install, super easy to get set up, and I will put a link in the description if you want to do it yourself. Here comes zombie boy.
Okay.
See, it looks so much more visceral with all the colour. I mean, look at that. The tones kind of blend in with everything. There's no definition between the colours. Just... Thank God for modding communities, because they give us the opportunity to do things like this and see things like this. Because, honestly, I think this looks a million times... Look at the red in his eyes as well. Now, oh... Is he dead? No, he ain't dead. He's still alive. Ah! Get up. Sheva, help me. Take that, you shit. Oh, good one, Sheva. Can I stand his head?
What the hell just happened?
No, he's alive.
They didn't move like any zombies I've ever seen.
It's because they're not zombies, Chris. You fool. Oh, yeah, another... There's many. Another little facet of the mod is you can remove the HUD. You press Z, it just removes the HUD, so you've got a clean, full screen experience, which is pretty nice. I quite like to know how much health I've got, but at the same time, that is quite nice without anything on it.
Come on!
Forget it!
And then I don't know how to open the door. There we go. Look at this! It looks so much better! Look at the sky! It's one thing I hated about Fallout New Vegas, and it actually put me off playing it. For years, I was totally against that game. I thought it was rubbish, and I went back and played it not that long ago, but a while ago, because I was always badgered and pestered by people because they said it was fantastic and one of the better games. I just hated the way it looked. It had a kind of a yellowy sky and a kind of a yellowy desert, and just it looked horrible. It wasn't appealing to look at, and therefore not very appealing to play. The visual stimuli that you get from a game is just as important as the sounds and the way it feels to play. Something doesn't look nice, it's difficult to kind of apply yourself to it and enjoy it. And that isn't a comment on graphics. Something looking nice doesn't have to have the most up-to-date graphics. It can still be kind of pixelated, it can be 8-bit, 16-bit, but it's just the way it looks, aesthetically pleasing. And with all these colours, this is far more aesthetically pleasing. Oh, this intro sequence to this game is fantastic as well. This little standoff in the house, and then the next section as well. It's really good. I'd say this whole intro sequence for this game is on par with Resident Evil 4, with the best moments of Resident Evil 4. It just doesn't quite stick the landing, sadly. I say it goes to this horrible swamp bit that's really boring and oh, nice. But these opening moments are easily as good as Resident Evil 4. When they run up to you like that, horrible. Oi!
Got it. Just hope he gets here quick.
Ah! Oh my god, we're backed into a corner. Jump! Oh my god, far more intense than I remember this being. Jesus Christ. Jesus! Go out here for a second. Ah! Come on, Sheva. Come on, Sheva. Come on, Sheva. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, yeah. This is better. Ah! Cheeky bastard. Get away from me. Why are you just standing there like a weirdo? Get out my way. And you. Jesus, there really is no end to them. Uh-oh! Holy shit. Whew. Oh, he's killing his friends again. Come on, come on, come on. How is this guy not dead yet? Come on, follow me down here to this red barrel.
Chris, Sheva, how you holding up? I'll be there shortly. Just
Come on.
hang in there.
Oh my god, I'm sorry, Sheva. Oh no! Run, 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 run. Anyone that says this intro bit isn't as good as anything from Resident Evil 4 is just a liar. So good, this first bit. Oh my word, it never ends. That's not really very good cover, if we're all honest with each other. Boom! So good. Great game. Just a great game. Not as good as 4. Not as good as some of the better Resident Evil games, but not a bad game at all by any stretch of the imagination. I got an A for that. I would have thought I would have got nothing for that. That was... I don't think I really deserved an A for that. Appalling display. This is what the game looks like with the sepia tone removed. This is what it looks like with the tone that we all know. This is the game that they released. This is the game that they launched. If you remove the green tone and you remove the sepia, you get this. And I honestly think that is far better than what shipped at launch. And it's a shame that not everyone who played it got to experience it like this straight out of the gate, because just look at the amount of detail that's in here in terms of colours, in terms of vibrancy, and then it's just gone. It's just gone when you put that filter over it, and it's just such a shame because so many games adopted this around that kind of 2009 period where they just made these games and just put this kind of wash over the entire thing, and it was a bizarre and confusing time to be alive and a bizarre time to be a gamer. Thanks to the beauty of PC gaming and modding, we can now live in a world where we get to play these games like this. Obviously not all of them, but this one is a fantastic example of what happens when you remove that stuff and when the modding community gets involved. What do you think? Do you think it looks better like this, or do you think it looks better like this? I, for one, think it looks better like this. I think that's very clear from this video. Hopefully you've enjoyed this, guys. If you have, please drop me a comment down below, leave me a like, and hit subscribe. I'll see you again soon for another one. Take care, guys.